Hey, so we're just going to have a quick look here to run through some troubleshooting in case you have any problems at all after you've set up. If you've got everything installed and you think you've done everything correctly, we're just going to run through some of the things that you can test before contacting us at support to try and get yourself corrected. Now, the first thing I would obviously suggest is that do just go back and just review the things in the install and setup. So making sure that you've set up the iPhone and iMessage correctly. Make sure that you've downloaded and connected iMessage integration correctly, and also sending the messages, making sure you're using the correct conversation providers, okay? Having a good understanding of these, if you know all these steps correctly, there's a very good chance that you're going to be able to resolve the issue. But we'll run through some of the key things that you could look at. Now, we'll go first of all to your phone. And let me just pop that out of the way for a second. We'll bring this back so it's a bit cleaner to look at. All right, now on your phone, first of all, make sure you're logged into your Apple ID on the phone and on your iMessage. Let's bring this over here. Oh. Get the right screens in the same places. There we go. So iMessage, you want to make sure that you're logged into your iMessage account and on your iPhone on the same Apple ID. All right, now in your Apple ID on your phone, double check this, go into your iCloud settings and make sure under messages in here that you've got enable messages in iCloud turned on in here on your phone. All right, so you want to make sure that that works. And then also in your iMessages, go into your settings in here and make sure that you've got enable messages in iCloud working correctly on here. Now, once you have done that, just make sure and send a message through iMessage. Get me out of the way. Just send a message through iMessage, and you want to make sure that it will send out of here. And I'm just going to go back onto the phone. Okay, we can see it's gone through on here. Oh, come out. All right, so we can see that test and test. So we've made sure that that's gone out, and we're just going to reply to that from another phone. So you always want to make sure that this works first of all, that you can actually send and receive messages through the phone and through iMessage. If you've got that working, that's the first step. Okay, so then we're pretty good there. Now, we'll get these out of the way. Now, if we get the SMS Gateway app, now if you've got this running, obviously if you can see any errors in here or something, that's obviously a clue. But what you want to make sure that you do on here is we'll go into our system settings, and if we look up privacy on here, and full disk access. Now, make sure that this is turned on for the MySMSGateway iMessage app that you've downloaded. This must be enabled for full disk access on the integration app that you've downloaded. Okay, so we want to make sure that that is turned on. Now, we'll just get that out of the way. Now, for the next step here, if you are having trouble and you're sending and you're not seeing messages get sent through, just make sure that you have selected the correct custom provider, okay, and that you've got things set up correctly. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about at this stage, definitely go back and re-review this part 3 message here about the custom providers and making sure you know what you're sending through. I will just give you an example here if you think that there's something wrong. And if we go to our phone numbers, and I'm going to pick the other custom provider, SMS, WhatsApp, and iMessage. I'm going to save that. Now, if I go back to my contacts, now if I try and send a message through here now, okay, this one should fail on me. Okay, so that's not working now through there, but if I send it through here, it will work. And again, if this isn't making sense, definitely go through and understand what the different custom providers are that we've got. Okay, now that's working through here. So that's because I've got a different custom provider installed, which is using looking for SMS on an Android phone and iMessage on an iPhone. So if you're sending through workflows and you're using the wrong actions, then it may not work. Something's just happening there with my computer. All right, my screen just flashed a bit. So, okay, so make sure that you have got the right custom provider and you understand what your custom providers are. I'm going to go back and just make sure I put this back on here to my iMessage being the default for this account. Okay, so we've checked the custom provider. Now, if all else fails and you're still having problems, go to your SMS Gateway app here. I would log out of this. All right, we're just going to put that out of the way. Go back into your MySMS dashboard. Go to devices. Okay, we can see here it says disconnected. I'm going to add iMessage. I'm just going to grab the authentication code again. I'll come back to my Gateway app. I'm going to agree. I'm going to drop my token in here. I'm going to log back in. Okay. And if I close this down, now that's connected. Just go back and double check your account here that the iMessage is reconnected on there. Okay, that's reconnected. And then we should still be working okay on here. Then, okay, so that's the last step that you can really try on there, is just logging out, re-adding the authentication code and reconnecting your sub account back in again. As long as if you've gone through all those steps and you can't get anything to work through there, then please go ahead, jump into our support center. You can go up here and submit a ticket. Please drop your details in there. If you can send us a loom with details, that really helps us out so we can see what you're seeing, so that we can escalate and make sure that we can support you as soon as possible.